Hi, I'm John Dahlberg, and on behalf of the Surbat Gem Management Team, we thank you for taking the next brief few minutes to join us as we present this introduction to sales. Just for your knowledge, this is just an outline of future sales topics of interest that would be on your part. We're going to cover many different topics when we do this. First thing to consider is that we use, whether we realize it or not, we use sales in our everyday personal life, and whether we're currently working or if we're going out job seeking. Second, we use sales as a career. We're going to be professional salespeople selling various things from carpeting to cars to heavy equipment. There's always employment opportunities for salespeople if you pursue them. We're always selling ourselves in everyday situations with ideas, concepts, and opinions. And that can be to individuals, groups, clubs, or organizations. Consider that in job seeking, whether it's now or in the future, the first thing you have to do is sell yourself to your potential employer if you're ever going to get hired. Then, once hired, you continue to sell your personal worth and with improvements and all other suggestions. Now, we're going to help you do this with established sales techniques. You won't learn any of the basic techniques today. That's not the purpose of this talk. They will be coming up in other modules. Now, if you're looking to learn sales as a career, then if you join us for all the modules, you will have a very good foundation with which you can build on. You will learn everything about sales during this time? No. You will have homework to do, but there will be no testing. There are tons and tons of books and audio courses that you can read and listen to. Do so. There is a college worth of knowledge out there on tapes and in print. There are many motivational books also, and audio programs to take advantage of. And you should, because that's what's going to help you smooth out your sales techniques. I can't teach you everything that you're going to need to learn about sales. I've been doing this for over 30 years, and I still don't know everything. I still buy books. It's a never-ending learning process, but nobody can make you do that except yourself. Go to Barnes & Noble, go to Borders, any of the major bookstores. One of my favorite places are antique malls and secondhand stores. You scour the shelves for books on sales and all the associated topics. There are lots of books you can get for $5, $6. They're all cheap and all well worth it. Sales techniques never wear out. What holds valid today will hold valid in 20 years from now. Because people are people. This is what we're learning to do, is how to get other people to change their mind, to view what we're saying to them, what we're presenting to them, to the degree where they want to agree with us and put their name on a contract. That's what sales is. It's convincing others to agree with us. If you pursue a career in sales, you're going to learn you can never stop reading, listening, and attending sales courses. Do it every chance you get. Your education will never stop. It's a very important thing to remember. If anyone ever thinks that they already know everything there is to know about sales, then you'll find that they know nothing. All they have are inflated egos. There's nobody that's so smart they know everything and how to handle a sales call. So don't be fooled by that. Let's talk for just a moment about income potential. And I say potential. Most sales professions pay based on commission. Some jobs include bonuses, expense accounts, and miscellaneous benefits, but that's not the focus today. Your potential income is based on how hard you work. No work, no income. Once you step outside the door and get in your car, it's entirely up to you if you're going to make $1 today, or $100, or make $1,000 this week. It's real easy to want to make excuses not to go on a sales call today, or to go out and meet people just as a social activity, just so they know who you are. If you don't do that, if you're not self-motivated, then sales is not for you. If you want a job that pays a fixed amount of money per hour and a raise when the boss decides to give you one, then sales definitely is not for you. Don't even consider it. Most sales provide unlimited income, and that is true. There's a lot of top salespeople that make more money than the bosses do, than the executives do. But that has come after many years of experience in the field and really knowing how to do the job. But it requires the work and dedication to earn that money. And if you make that, that's entirely up to you. Only you can do it. What are we going to talk about in some of these upcoming modules? Now, we're going to talk about preparing for jobs, seeking jobs, and interviews. We're going to learn general speaking skills in a sales atmosphere. What to say, what not to say. What are good questions? What are bad questions? We're going to talk about appointment setting. We're going to learn about how to ask a probing question. We're not trying to get up close and personal in a potential employer's personal life or anything like that, family, how much money do you make as a boss? We don't do that. But there's good probing questions that you're going to need to learn how to ask. One of the big ones is we're going to teach you how to overcome objections. In sales, you'll learn that you never ever have a sale until you have some objections. If you get somebody that just sits in a chair and rocks back and forth and agrees with everything you say and smiles at you, you might think you got a sale in the bag. Chances are you don't. Anybody that just agrees to everything they hear is not a thinking individual. So it's very important to have objections. Your job is to learn from what you can learn here and what you read in other books, in other courses that you take. You're going to learn how to overcome the majority of those objections. We can't cover every objection because objections are going to vary from product to product to product or service to service to service. But the idea of overcoming objections, you have to listen to what the objection is. And you don't have a lot of time. You only got a couple seconds to hear the objection and figure out exactly what that person is objecting to. And if you're not sure, you ask them. I don't understand your objection. Are you objecting to the price, or are you have an objection against delivery? Can you help me out? Things like that. We're going to teach you what trial closings are and how to trial close. That's the way to keep tabs with how your presentation is going with the person you're trying to sell yourself to or the product to. We're also going to talk about getting referrals and leads. Referrals on one hand, leads on the other. They sound a little bit alike, but they're totally different. Also, we're going to talk to you about looking like a professional, acting like a professional, and talking like a professional. Have you ever heard of the duck syndrome? If you have, you know what I'm going to say. If you haven't, this is the duck syndrome. If it looks like a duck, talks like a duck, walks like a duck, and smells like a duck, it must be a duck. You don't want to be a duck. You want to be a professional in the way you talk, the way you present yourself, and the way you dress. Think of it as going to a doctor about possible upcoming surgery you may need. And he looks like something that just came out from behind a rock and lives in the desert for 30 years. How much credence would that person have? Probably none. But if he comes out in a clean white coat and he's got the stethoscope hanging over his neck, probably looks pretty much like somebody that you would trust to do surgery for you. It's a common sense thing, but a lot of people don't connect this. And this is what we need you to understand. No, we're not going to charge huge amounts of money for these modules that we're going to present to you. We do need to make a little bit of money, but we're not selling a book or a set of pricey CDs. When you see a seminar on TV, especially about real estate, making real estate in the dead market is a good topic, or financial independence, what they give you is a brief outline of what is in the book, or the CD case that they want to sell you for $250 or $350 or whatever. We're not doing that. We're just going to ask $20 per module to learn about the basics of this. Then we're not going to offer to sell you a book because we don't have it. We're not going to offer to sell you a CD or a DVD set because you've just got it. So we can do it for low cost, and we want you to buy it for low cost and benefit from it. But as a word of caution, don't buy it if you're not going to use it. If you're going to use it, practice it over and over and over. And then when you go talk to a boss, or in tight job markets like we are right now, and this is the winter of 2011, you might want to consider becoming self-employed using sales. There's a ton of products out there that you can sell. We're going to teach you how to do it. It's up to you to decide what you want to do with the information. Professionally, I've had over 30 years in direct sales and read many books and attended many sales seminars to improve myself. You do the same thing. You may have to dig around for them. You may have to go into your computer and Google sales seminars and see where they are, see if they would be open to you or whatever. If you do that, you might even come across a product or service that you may want to sell. And you could call somebody and say, I'm interested in your sales seminar coming up. How could I attend? That requires a little bit of imagination. One of the places to look for opportunities to speak about sales, if you would want to do this route, you can go talk to local civic organizations, chambers of commerce, Kiwanis clubs, Rotary clubs, city councils, educational venues such as community colleges in your area, or regular colleges in your area. Just look around, see what's available, and use your own imagination. Once you have learned the basic sales skills, then if you go to another company, from one company to another, whatever, you don't want a job jump. But the point of this is once you have learned the basic sales techniques, you can go to any company and you can sell any product or any service. All you have to do is learn the technicalities of the new product or the new service. The sales techniques basically stay the same. You just have to learn how to sell a different product or a different service. And if you've honed good sales skills, you can do it. And as soon as you're on the employment list, you might be able to go out there and outsell other people that have been there for several years, but you never know. You'll have to know how to sell their features and benefits and cancel that when that's redundant. Currently, I'm editor-in-chief of the Surbat Gem newspaper in Northwest Arizona and trainer of our own salespeople. Each module is only $20, and the information you gain is well worth it. Just keep checking the Surbat Gem online, www.thesurbatgem.com, for details. I thank you for joining us today, and I hope you enjoy the following information that's going to be coming up in the other modules. See you next time. Thank you. That's it.